So what does this beautiful 1983 Daiwa Strike Gold Bill Dance model have anything to do with today's episode? It's going to be kind of funny. Maybe. You ready to run a gun? It's time for blast off. Let's go. Hey guys, Todd here with you. Welcome back to Bassin 101. Finally, after a year and 3 weeks, I got to hit the water. I only stayed out a couple, 3 hours. I didn't catch anything, but you know what? I don't care. I was on the water again. It felt so good to be able to cast, not hurt. For those of you who don't know, I had both my rotator cuffs just shot. No, I didn't do surgery. I don't like the odds. I don't like doctors. I just took some time off and just, exercised and everything else with them and worked with them and just kept working in the backyard till I was able to cast and it not hurt. So paddling was nice, casting was nice, everything was beautiful. So praise Yah, I was able to get back on the water. However, when I'm in my kayak, I can give Bill Dance a run for his money. As far as being clumsy, no, I don't stand up in that thing. It's a stand-up model, but I don't do it. Way too much Bill Dance in me. But I'm going to tell you what, Bill, if you're ever watching this, I challenge you. You and me together in boat at the same time, that'd be 2 weeks worth of blooper videos in one trip. I'm always anal about things when I'm in the boat because I don't like things to happen. And one of the things that I try to do is fold my handles on my spinning rods. And I always make sure these rods are sitting outside of the rod rack. That way I know what I'm grabbing. And I turn these reels like this to the side so nothing can grab them. Well, being the first day out after a year and a half, or a year and 3 weeks, I didn't quite remember how I did things a little bit. So when I set this thing, I got four posts right behind my seat that I installed in the kayak. I had this one sitting on the second one, and I forgot to let this thing sitting out. Here's the problem. It's sitting backwards, and I had another reel beside it, and I turned these backwards so the button doesn't get pushed. And plus pistol grips, you have to turn them a certain way to get them to sit inside the things. I got not even 100 yards down the creek. Now, thank goodness it's only about 2 feet deep. I got 100 yards down the creek, and I came across this one tree that I had to go through where the limbs were hanging off on this one side, so I needed to go ahead and grab my 2 rods over here. So I grabbed the first one, catches the handle, and I hear boop. I turned behind me and looked. There she was, laying on the bottom of the creek. And I was like, oh, come on. If it wasn't for the sluggo I had on here, I probably wouldn't be able to see it really quick because it was a albino colored sluggo. You know, the one with the orange throat that I did on the video? That's the one I had on. And if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't be able to see her. I stuck a rod down in there, had a crankbait on the end of it, and I started digging, grabbing this thing a couple of times. Next thing I know, I wasn't grabbing it no more, and I happened to look, and my crankbait was gone. I was like, this doesn't get any better than this. I turned around and looked down the creek, and I see that bomber floating like a bomber going down the creek. And I'm like, I'll get that later. I can see that dude. It's brown and orange. I can't miss that sucker. So I get out, carry a Gerber saw kit, in case you go squirrel fishing. You can get stuff down. And, well, I ended up grabbing this thing, pulling it up. Got, it shook all the water, took the spool off, shook all the water out of it I could and everything. And so I started going down the creek, about another 100 yards down the creek, and there's that bomber, boink, 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 going on down the water. It was actually this one right here. No, this one right here. It was floating down the creek. So I got it, picked back up, tied it back on. I was like, man, I'm not even 100 yards away from the boat ramp, and it's already started. I have not lost my touch. I tell you what, I haven't lost it. And as far as I know, that's the only issue I had the rest of the day. But man, I'm going to tell you what, that never fails. Never fails. I just want to throw that out there, guys. I'm sure you probably got a kick out of that because I'm sure some of you have done stuff like that. Now, I do have the floaters that go on the rod so they can stay afloat. And I don't like those sometimes because it makes the rod a little heavy. But, sometimes you might want to put them on there. I'm just saying. But a lot of times when I'm using my 5.5 foot rods, though, I can usually just lay them in the front, lay them right between my legs, right across the front of the kayak, because they don't hang but about maybe that far off the end of the kayak. So it doesn't get in the way when I'm fighting a fish. But, yeah, heading down the river, coming back up the river, I put them behind me. And yeah. Yeah. Don't do that again. Anyway, there's a Dippy Doodah 101 for you, what not to do in a kayak. I could write a book on this stuff. That's all I got for today, guys. So until next time, may the Father bless you and keep you in Yeshua's name. And as always, fish on. Reel handle shut. Ha ha.